For practice it, exercise 1.15, EggStop. We are asked to write a complete Java program in a class named EggStop that generates the following output. We need to use static methods to show structure and eliminate redundancy. First, it asks us to write a class named EggStop. So to do this, we need to write our class. And the syntax for this is just public class and then the name of our class. So we have, in this circumstance, EggStop. We have a bracket like this, and inside of here we need a main method to read our code. So we are going to have a public void, or I'm sorry, public static void main. And inside of here we're going to have string args. The string args is, well, we are writing in strings, so that takes care of that. And the arg is, it's basically just saying this is our main method is capturing string arguments. Now in here we can look at the output that we're given. Our code needs to make this design. So we have, if we look closely, we have 4 different parts. We have this top part, we have this bottom part, and the same thing, we have a top part and a bottom part, and then we have this line right here, and then we have this top part, and same thing as that top part, but we also have this middle part in here. So when we look at this, what's going to end up happening is we can call and make a top method, and then we will make a bottom method, and then we will do the same where we make a, or where we call our top method, then we call our bottom method, and then we'll call our, we'll just call this a line method that prints a line, and then we will have a top method, and then we'll actually write in here this line right here because it never occurs anywhere else, so we only have to write it once. It'll be system.out.println, and that's how we print in Java. We have parentheses in here, and we write whatever we want to print in here. So for this, we're going to have this code like this. Then we are going to have our bottom method, and then our line method to finish our code. Now that we have all of these methods in place, we can actually write our methods. So we need our methods to look like how they will in the output. It'll be a public static void, and then the name of our method, which is top. And now we are in the method. In our top method, we are going to have a system.out.println, and it's good to copy this so that way we don't have to keep writing it out. We are going to have 2 lines in our top method, the first being this output right here. So we can copy that and paste it in here, just like this, and then we can have this line, and it's key to remember that whenever we have a backslash in our code right here, we need to have 2 backslashes for it to correctly produce 1 backslash in our output. Otherwise it'll give us an error. And then we actually have a 3rd line right here, and it's going to be this line. And the same thing with this backslash. Now if we look at it, we can kind of see that we have the top of our stop sign. We need to do the same thing, but we need to do it for our bottom, so we're going to make a public static void bottom. And in here we will have our system.out.print statement. I think we'll have it twice, like this, and now we can go in and actually write. So for our bottom part, we have this part, and we have a backslash up here, so we need a 2nd backslash to make sure it outputs correctly, and then we have this line right here. We can print this in like this, and correct this backslash, and it kind of looks like an octagon right here. And lastly, we can close this method and do this line right here. So we will have a public static void, and then the name of our method, which is line, and then we need to go into our method and write system.out.println, and then in here we will have our line, or the string that we need to print, which is that. We can close our method, and we already wrote all of these in order, so we don't have to do that now. basically what this is doing is it's going to call the top method. So this is going to output, and then we're going to have our bottom call, which is going to call this part, and then same thing for line. If we submit this, the error is in spacing. So it appears that after we have the line right here, we need a space. So what we're going to do is just have a system.out.println, and it's going to be empty to have a space right here, and then a spacing right here. So same thing where we just have a empty sysout. And if we run this, we have passed the tests because it needed a spacing in between here and in between here. And that is how we produce that output, but in code.